Good evening, everyone. This is the George here, and tonight this will be spo- the spoiler stream for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, and I'm joined by DL. Hey, DL.
Hey George, how's it going?
Nothing much. Just had a crazy day at work, but I'm ready to talk some Ant-Man spoilers.
Cool.
I see the chat. Hey, Arkham.
What's up, Arkham?
Vortex. Hey, how's it going? And thank you, Vortex.
What's up, Vortex?
So yeah, I started the stream earlier than I was originally gonna do it, but you know what? I was ready, and yeah. So Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumanium. I already did a non-spoiler review, but by the way, fair warning: if you haven't seen the movie and don't want to be spoiled, don't watch this video. If you did see the movie and or you don't care about spoilers, then you can stick around.
So
So
you have been warned.
yep. So that's my only warning. Okay, so DL, what were your thoughts on this movie before we get into spoilers?
Um, Overall, this is my least favorite Ant-Man movie. Um, I was quite disappointed with it. I don't think it was an awful movie. Um, there's some things about it that I do like, but in general, I thought there was just too much going on. Um, and I didn't know how to feel about the Ant Man going this big and bombastic with the quantum realm and introducing Kang in here. Like, I mean, there's some good ideas in this movie, but I didn't feel like it was executed all that well.
Yeah, I'm very torn on this movie, and I was telling my supervisor that day because he was asking me what I thought because he's a Marvel fan, and I was like, I overall enjoyed it, but it's just like I don't know how to really feel about it because on one hand it did some stuff very well. We'll get into like the obviously the good, the bad, and whatever, but at the same time it felt like there was just some stuff that was just off.
Yeah.
And I can't say this is my least favorite. But it's definitely not my favorite Ant Man film.
Hmm.
Like
I mean,
obviously like the stuff with Modoc, and we'll get into that as well. But it's like I felt like while I appreciate the fact that they were trying to do something bigger and different with Ant Man, it felt like Kang was not the way to go with the Ant Man franchise at times.
yeah, I see. I'm one of those people that really enjoyed the first two Ant Man movies for what they were. Well, all these other MCU movies were all end of the world stakes and like cosmic stuff going on, and big baddies and stuff like that. I like that Ant Man stayed in its lane, being for the most part palate cleansers. They're more intimate. They're more about the characters. It's not end of the world stakes. It's like, it's kind of one of the reasons why I love Spider-Man so much. And I feel like they kind of deviated a little bit with Tom Holland's movies, kind of. But I just, I appreciate the Ant-Man movies for being what they are, small stakes. And this has come from someone who at first didn't even like Ant-Man from the comics, but the movies made me like them much more. And yeah, as you said, like, it's just strange that they're establishing this the big baddie of Phase Five, who's supposed to be Thanos level, that they're introducing him in an Ant Man movie. It feels like it's gotten away from the stuff that made the first two Ant Man movies really good. You know, I didn't even feel like this was an Ant Man movie for the most part. Yeah, it focused on Scott and well, kind of Hope and kind of Hank, but I don't know. It just didn't really feel like an Ant Man movie to me for the most part. It felt like setup for Kang Dynasty, and I that's not what I want for an Ant Man movie.
Yeah, like here's the thing. Like I love that how you brought up like the smaller stakes of like the first two Ant Man movies. Like remember the first two came out after big Avenger movies
Yeah,
like Age of Ultron and Infinity War. So it was like a nice way to kind of cool off of like this big event film. And again, Ant Man was also an in between big event film movies because after that was Captain America: Civil War.
Right.
So it was like the Ant-Man movies have always kind of been like the way to kind of like relax after a big event film.
Yeah.
And I mean, I get it, like you wanting to conclude your Ant-Man trilogy on a big note, but it's like it didn't really like. Obviously, we know Modoc was Darren Cross, but it's like outside of like that, it didn't even feel like it was all that connected to the first two Ant-Man movies.
No. I
Like
mean,
it
and
felt
they also did talk about the quantum realm a little bit in the previous two movies, but like just to full out the entire movie be in the quantum realm, focused on the quantum realm, it felt very, very off.
I mean, like, and it's not just because like this movie doesn't even like most of the movie takes place in the quantum realm. Like they don't have like that character that Michael Pena plays, Luis. You
Yeah,
don't
Michael
have,
Pena, not one scene with Michael Pena in the movie.
especially after Endgame, because you would think, okay, who would like perfectly summarize what happened with the events of Endgame? Like, like Luis, like that would have been like funny
Yeah,
to hear
that
like him like summarize like what like Scott Lang went through to like get back home and to like save the universe. And
yeah,
oh, hey, Talia's plays. I hope I pronounced that
Teladius
correctly.
plays.
Yes, no. Talia's plays is awesome. He's been on last couple of streams of Max's. Nice guy. Thank you for stopping by, man. Um, but also like Cassie's mom was not in there. Neither was like the police officer, boyfriend, husband.
Yeah, like, is it me? Like, or whenever they reference them, they made it seem like they did. Wait, did they die? Because it seemed like
That's what I mean.
they were talking about them like they're not around anymore. Like that was just really off to me.
That's what I mean. It felt like it felt like whenever like they were mentioned or brought up, it was like something happened. It's like what like they don't clarify like where they are in this film or if something happened to them. It just felt very off. Oh, and Blue Jay's here. Hey, Blue Jay.
Hey, Blue Jay.
What's going on, everybody?
Oh, Blue Jay, you actually saw the film earlier today. So, what were your thoughts on the film?
I liked it. I like it a lot. Not as much as the first two, but it's still. I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
You
one thing I
know,
will say, it was enjoyable, but continue.
oh yeah, I mean it was enjoyable. Um, it's to me it felt like say if somebody who hasn't seen, who only seen the Ant Man movies, you go from a heist movie to go into a a jail, like it's like jails like I forgot what that said. That the one dude who talked about like I got holes. Remember that thing?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, got no jelly like squiggly dudes and giant uh, houses with cannons on it. It's just and also no Louise.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
yeah. We
Luis,
just
we
talked
were
about that.
actually we were just talking about that before it came on because like it felt different from the first two movies. And the thing is, the Ant Man trilogy is the second trilogy to be completed by one director
Yeah,
Yeah,
after the Spider-Man movies. Like, here's the thing: like, No Way Home was obviously a big event Spider-Man film, but it still felt like a John Watts directed Spider-Man movie.
yeah. Peyton, like, yeah, when Peyton Reed said that I want the third movie to feel like I want to make my Avengers level movie. I'm gonna do with Ant Man. I'm like, what? You gonna
well, I
do?
think he meant like more bigger scale because like the first two they were smaller. Like the first film was a heist movie, and the second film was more like a screwball comedy. Everybody's going after this tiny building with a lab in it, but has a luggage handle on top of it. So everybody was going after that. To let's go to the quantum realm with like all this crazy creatures and jelly good looking characters and stuff. And also, yeah, you got the next Thanos Kang.
Yeah, dude, it's just too much. It's just too much for me. Like,
Well, if the runtime was longer, I like maybe it wouldn't feel as much. But the fact is, this is like only like 2 hours and 5 minutes, including credits. So
Yeah,
Really,
like
this is happening in less than 2 hours.
yeah, like the first like 20-ish minutes of the movie, I'm like it was just going by so fast. I didn't feel this much whiplash since the first 20 minutes of Rise of Skywalker. I'm like everything just going bam 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 bam. Oh, we're in the quantum realm. Oh, look at these crazy creatures. Oh, look at this. Oh god. I almost had sensory overload. I'm like Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, Moamba. It definitely had a Star Wars feel. We'll get into that as well.
Well, I would say this: Jonathan Majors is amazing. This,
Yeah, he was awesome.
this
Obviously,
that dude is like off the charts. That this dude is already everywhere. We're gonna see a lot more of him.
I will
I love this. I love this dude. He's amazing.
I will say I did really like Jonathan Major's performance as Kang. Definitely one of the best parts of the movie, along with Paul Rudd. I think they're both really good. I felt like the writing for his character was not the best, but the performance that he was given was really, really good. I
Yes, exactly. Exactly. It's like when I first heard they were gonna put Kang, like the next Thanos, in the Ant Man movie, like out of all things, I thought it was a little strange. But to me, I thought it kind of makes sense, but it's not. It does kind of work to what they were trying to tell, and I can kind of see what they were going with.
I see what they were going with, but at the same time, I don't like that they went with this approach. Like I see how they were tying it in with Michelle Pfeiffer's character and stuff like that, but it just left so many holes at the same time. Like, why would Michelle Pfeiffer's character keep silent about Kang this entire time? Why would she do that? That is something
you
crucial that they should know. Very crucial. And she's just,
especially
go
because
ahead.
like this is happening like at least like a few years after Endgame.
Yeah.
Right.
Like something so crucial. Like after what happened with Thanos, it's like you think maybe that's a thing that could have been brought up. Like there's something in the quantum realm.
Yeah. And then I think we could have avoided this whole thing of Cassie creating this device to have them go to the quantum realm if she just told them, no, don't do that because this, and this will happen. We could have avoided this entire situation.
You're right.
But
Yes,
here's the thing.
true.
Remember in the mid credit scene, Ant Man and the Wasp, he was going back into the quantum realm, but like right before the snap happened. So it's like
Oh,
he
yeah.
couldn't even
Thank you
give
for
a
bringing up
warning.
another hole for that. I almost forgot that too. Shit.
So like it could have been brought up back in 2018.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think they're yeah. I think they were trying to set up the quantum realm a little bit more. I just maybe when the Avengers like use it for time travel, do you think they would notice this time by now or
Mm,
something like that?
I don't know. I don't know.
Jeez, but to me, I still liked it. I mean, I don't think it's like everybody on Twitter is saying it's like god awful or anything. It's just like,
No,
I don't know
no.
what I don't know what.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's
I don't
not
think
like
it's.
Yeah, I definitely don't think it's like yeah, I don't think it's one of the worst Marvel films I've ever seen, but like
yeah.
it's just frustrating, you know? Like it's very mid. I feel like I'm back
Oops, I
oh,
dropped
oh
something. My bad. I'm
You
sorry.
okay?
No, I dropped my phone. I didn't mean to disrupt.
All right, keep going, Dio.
okay, but yeah, I'm saying I don't think this is one of the worst Marvel films, but like it feels like we haven't gotten out of the funk of phase four. This feels like it falls right in line with it. And this is supposed to start off phase five. We're supposed to be starting on a new foot. Like, okay, phase four was kind of messy, but the next phase, like we're gonna get it back to it. We're gonna get back to the good stuff again. And like this is how you this is what we start off the gate with. Like, I'm just confused. And then another reason why I think it's a mistake for them to introduce Kang in this movie is that okay? I get that he's a variant, and there's so many other variants of Kang out there, so like we probably won't deal with the same one every time. But what make how does this look? How does this look like when Kang in his first outing is getting defeated by Ant Man?
And ants, like, because remember the ants were like also playing a role.
Yeah, yeah, he got bodied by ants for a minute. I'm like, if Kang could get bodied by ants and Paul Rudd, does he really look like a threat compared to the other Avengers?
I
And
mean, the final fight between like Ant Man and Kang, like right before like Wasp comes in and saves him, like that was pretty. That was brutal. Like that was pretty cool.
that
But
was pretty dope.
Yeah, that was dope. That was dope. And I actually liked when he went out and like incinerated all the rebellion people. I was like, oh, that was sweet. Especially when
yeah,
that one alien with the ray for a head like tried to shoot at Kang and then he reversed the ray right back at him. I was like, oh shoot, that was awesome. That
but
was
what here's
Yeah,
the thing.
uh, that's amazing.
But here's the thing. Like we know Janet, Hank, and Hope got snapped in that mid credit scene. But the thing is like Janet could have like before like they sent Scott into there could have like brought it up.
yeah.
Hey Arkham,
So
Arkham, what were your thoughts on the film?
it was meh. Kang was the best. Kang was the best part, to be honest.
Yeah, like to me, it felt like they wanted to make more of a Kang movie at times than an Ant Man movie. So, Blind Braille asked the question: isn't Kang being in the quantum realm a contradiction? One above all dying created Kang's appearance, yet Janet knew about him for decades.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah,
And
probably.
it felt like Kang would have been better off being introduced in a Doctor Strange movie.
Oh, dude, I was just talking about this with my friend after we got out of seeing it. Like we were talking, why was Kang introduced in Multiverse of Madness? Why wasn't he the main villain in that? Like that would have been cool, and then it's like that would have think Kang would have helped to play mind games with Wanda, and then it would give more of a natural motivation to why Wanda naturally transitions to turning evil because of Kang's influence and him trying to get America Chavez to maybe power his device so he can go through the different multiverses and stuff like that because she can make portals and stuff like that. And like, oh, that would have been so good. That would have been so good.
Yeah, and obviously Sideways 52. See, I feel like I know like AIM was visited. They did the AIM thing with the Iron Man movies a lot, but it felt like Ant Man would have been better off facing off against a group like AIM and maybe like a more comic accurate MODOK instead of what he did face. Like okay, I gotta talk about the MODOK thing. Like we know we obviously knew before the film Darren Cross was gonna be MODOK. Is it me or did they just make that character into a recurring gag every time he saw someone from the first Ant-Man film? They're like, Darren.
To me, I thought that was funny. I don't really. I Modoc, the effect, like he looked so stupid. I know that's what he's supposed to look like. There's to me, I just say there are certain characters that you can't pull off in live action. Like it's just seeing it in
Yeah,
that just look like freaking with the big giant lips and stuff. It just looks just like everybody's saying Mr. Electrodad from Shark Boy and Lava Girl just rolling around in his little chair with his little legs and feet and all that stuff. And is well it's still a little funny when they were just kind of making fun of him a little bit. And I mean, you can't take that thing seriously. Like it looks like a joke. You can't. I don't think you can never take that thing seriously. It looks look really silly. Even like the effects don't do it justice, but you can't do it. You cannot do that justice to me.
To be honest, I thought I was gonna hate Modok in this movie, and he's the least of my issues.
oh
Like I,
really?
yeah, honestly, he was fine. I'm not saying like it was like fantastic CGI and stuff like that, because yeah, there is definitely some wonky stuff with it. But to be honest, this is like the best case scenario of what he could have looked like in live action. Um, I don't know if you can get any better than that. Now, as far as his character, I thought he was fine up until his last 10 minutes. That's when he actually
that
started
was
getting really goofy, and I'm like, oh my god, man.
I'm not gonna front. I actually
that
laughed.
was that was cringe.
I thought that was funny. To
Like
be
now I'm
honest,
an Avenger. I'm like, wait, what? It's like
Wait a
you're
minute.
best
So
friends. You're not best friends. Honestly, you should have this. You should have this chat with Hank, not Scott. Like that was dumb.
hold on, hold on. How did Modoc know that Scott Lang became an Avenger in their universe? Like,
Oh,
cause like when
were they watching
because
for the Quantum Realm?
because remember, Civil War and Endgame happened after the first Ant-Man film. Like the only Avenger who knew Ant-Man before Yellow Jacket got sent to the Quantum Realm was Sam Wilson, and that was like a fight scene.
Oh wait. Actually, there might be a reason to that because we do know that like Kang has said numerous times in the movie that he's fought Avengers and killed them. So maybe Kang informed MODOK of the other variants of the Avengers that he's
Oh, true.
encountered, and maybe Paul Rudd's Ant Man was one of them. Scott Lang's Ant Man was one of them. So maybe that's
True.
how he would know. But
I just don't think like MODOK does not change anything within the plot. There was no reason to have him, to be honest.
oh yeah, he did. They didn't need
Yeah.
it. They didn't need him in this movie. at
Well,
all.
It was
yeah.
the only reason they had him in there was to remind everyone that this is still an Ant-Man movie.
yeah, we got to get Darren. I forgot what his last name was. Well, the Yellow
Darren
Jacket.
Cross.
Darren Cross. Yeah, we got to get Yellow Jacket back in the movie because we didn't know where he. We thought he actually died, which is it's just so. I cannot unsee the way they explain how he got his shit. I don't want to see his ass.
Yeah, like I still have so many questions. So, like, when he got sucked into the quantum realm of the first movie, was he just a head, a big head, and then like he just grew a butt, or
Yeah,
did
do we
Kang,
need to see the butt? Like,
did Kang give him a butt? Like, I don't. It's confusing. I don't know.
oh boy. Speaking of MODOK, Senior Nerd's got a MODOK avatar. What up, Senior Nerd?
I am not a dick.
Oh my god.
I'm surprised
that was
they
just-
said dick in the movie too.
that was a usually words like that are saved for the MCU Spider-Man movies because that's Sony.
Not now.
I think we're getting closer to the first F bomb. Anyway, how you guys doing?
We're all right.
Doing good. We're talking about MODOK. What did you think of MODOK in this film?
Oh my God, MODOK! Oh my God, MODOK!
Oh
He is
boy.
the most wonderfully bad but wonderfully gorgeous. He was so good. He was so good. I was like young Cassie in Ant-Man and the Wasp. I was like, he's so ugly. I love him.
Oh gosh.
He's so ugly. I love him.
So I just, my God, I just every scene, just when he goes, surprise. I'm like, I was laughing every scene. I get what people say, like, oh, he's worse. Like, okay, he's not like, people like try to compare him to like Taskmaster and Black Widow. No. Taskmaster was bad. Taskmaster was worse and Baxter size in Black Widow. He's not as bad as it. He just that's what MODOK is. MODOK is a fucking joke. That's who he is. He's been like that. Even in the comics, yes, he's been menacing here and there, but like, look, the anagram, mechanism, organism designed.
Nice organism designed only for killing.
Yeah, and where's the F in MODOK for killing? And they make that joke. It was perfect. You know how like in the MCU they make people like the one criticism on the MCU amongst many is how they make fun of the superhero names. You know how Scott Lang was like in the first Ant-Man, he didn't like the name, and he's like, "Can we change the name?" And then what?
Oh no! Or in Infinity War when I'm Peter Parker, Doctor Strange. Oh, so using made-up names. I am Spider-Man. That was a little funny.
Or America Chavez in Doctor Strange 2, where Strange brought up mentioned Spider-Man. He's like, you have Spider-Man in your universe? What? And he's like, which he says I'd like shoot webs on his butt or something. Some kind of funny joke.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
look,
like
it's
this,
Star Prince. Star
Yeah.
Lord.
Star Lord.
That's
Who?
nice
Yeah.
code name. That's nice code name. It's not a code name.
Or Taser
Right.
or Taser Face.
oh, taser face! It's like, taser face! It's like laughing. But this was the perfect. The setup was perfectly I say not perfectly, but done wonderfully. Of like where like Scott Lang's like it's actually Modoc. Where's the F in for Kip? Oh my God, he was so. I get the so the design should be better, but if you notice my avatar, look at like the visor. First of all, the visor was meaningless because it's meant to like surprise that it was Darian Cross from the first Ant-Man. But if you look at it, it's actually the comic book design MODOK.
Yeah. I mean,
With the grin teeth and the white eyes and like his face all stretched up, that was meant to be. And then instead we got hold on. This is the MODOK we got instead. Hold on, I'll be right there. Shoot, keep talking.
I mean,
Okay.
yeah, like I said, like design wise, like I don't think they can do better than that. Like that's
It just the
that's, like,
CGI for it just looks so off because I will say the special effects in the Quantum Realm actually looked really good, but then you have
Oh, yeah, it
this
was
like
great.
weird floating head that kind of just like sticks out like a sore thumb.
Boom! There you go. That's our MODOK.
Well, that you cannot. If you're gonna have MODOK in live action, there's no way he's gonna look and it look good. He's supposed to look like that. He's a joke. He looks like a joke. Like you look
I mean,
something you make fun of.
I mean, think if it goes Darian Cross because it was everybody else. He has to have hair. Imagine this MODOK with the little, patch of hair atop his head.
Same thing sideways.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
I wish he wasn't Darian. I wish he
Oh.
was just a different person.
Well,
Right.
the real MODOK, I forgot what's his name. Who's actually become MODOK. He's still out there, so he could. But I don't know how they could do more. I don't think they could do MODOK.
Is anything too out there at this point?
Blinded Braille. I think Darren could have fit better for Egghead instead of MODOK.
No, actually, Egghead.
Yeah,
Egghead,
Egghead. Yes.
Egghead actually showed up in. You didn't know he was in Ant-Man 2.
What?
He was. He
he
was
was?
he was Ghost's dad. That was the when if you look at the origin of Ghost, that was her dad.
True, but if you were gonna like make like Darren like another villain,
Yeah,
you could've,
Alistair
like,
Starr. Remember Foster called him Alistair Starr. That was Egghead from the comics.
Oh, they might change it. I don't know.
Retcon.
Who knows? That's another thing that like nothing's ever been brought up about the Ghost thing from like Ant-Man and the Wasp. I mean, I guess Thunderbolts will address it since the character is going to be in Thunderbolts.
I also have something like what else? Is it me or they? So like I know this is supposed to be there wasn't much like to me.
I can't remember. Wait, what do you all thought of the movie? Do you like it or thumbs up, thumbs down?
I liked it. I gave it a thumbs up. I mean, it's not like I don't see why people were getting their up in arms about it. I just see that on Twitter a lot, but it's Twitter. Who cares? I liked it. I like the first two more.
I gotta be honest. I was not a fan of the first two Ant-Man movies. I thought they were fine. They were doable, but I thought like the praise it was getting. I was like, it's not that. It's my least favorite of the non-Avengers movie. Outside the Avengers, Ant-Man is my least favorite.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, the first one was good. Second one was a bit better because I did like how they finally make Hope the Wasp and give her the costume. And then Ghost was a great villain, but this is I gotta say this is my favorite of the Ant-Man movies, and I don't get how people are so down this movie. It's so weird why this got a 47.
Well, it's I don't care
Well,
about
here's
that.
the thing to understand about Rotten Tomatoes. So that's basically a percentage of the critics that gave it a positive score. Now, those positive scores could have been 10 out of 10s or 8 out of 10s or even 6 out of 10s. But like if it's deemed positive, that adds to the percentage.
Yeah,
And
it's
again, the negative reviews, some of them could have been 6 out of 10 negative reviews or 5 out of 10 negative reviews. They're not all
Yeah,
going to
those
be
are
like 0
weird.
out of 10s or like Fs. Like they could be C pluses. Like it's really how the site's frustrating because to me, like it's just a percentage of what critics enjoy the movie and recommend the movie. That's what I see it as. It's not them saying, "Oh, this is like the perfect movie" or "This is like an A+ movie." It's just them giving their opinion and them using how many positive reviews in a percentage.
Yeah.
yeah, it's like it don't really pay that much attention, and people are trying to twist the narrative and all that stuff. Oh, I do have one thing about the movie that I was kind of putting my finger on. Is it me or does Wasp has nothing to do with this movie?
The Blind and Braille just
Get
said
it?
that.
Yes,
Hope literally does nothing in the movie until
She,
the
Yeah,
end.
I
we
for,
just called
this is called
Ant-Man and the Wasp. That like the Wasp shouldn't even be in the title.
right. She
Well,
like it's
Wasp is Janet. Janet was the Wasp and the Wasp Quantumania.
well
Because it was pretty
true.
much her. Yeah.
Well, true, but Hope has a part in this series. I just think I forgot she's in the movie because we spend
Yeah.
most of the time with Scott and Cassie. Most of the time, Scott,
And
Cassie, and Kang.
And also, when they focus on the Hope, Janet, and Hank group, it's Janet that's the star of that group. It's not
Yeah.
even Hope and Hank who have been with this franchise since the beginning. Like, yeah, like here's the thing. Like they basically Hope's character in this film was, she's got her job back. Her and Scott Lang are happily together. She's the supportive stepmom figure to Cassie. Like,
Yeah. They all support.
like
They
they
all.
have a good relationship. Like,
Which I
Yeah.
could have seen, that kind of storyline, but she has nothing to like. Her and Hank Pym have nothing to do. Mostly, what Hank Pym does, he's just on a ship with his hands sucked into like worm controls, whatever
is it
that
me?
is.
Yeah.
Or was Hank Pym like so relaxed in this film? Like he was so
Yeah, he's a
like
little
he
too
was
relaxed.
Albus
No,
Dumbledore. He
I
was like an
think-
Albus Dumbledore level of calm.
Yeah,
Where the-
I think he's not been in the Quantum World, but he's been on crazy adventures before. Not like it's a Quantum World, but remember he studied him and Jen studied the Quantum Realm before she got trapped in. So he was like kind of like amazed that they're in the Quantum Realm. So it's kind of like
Society in the quantum realm. He was surprised about that. He should be more shocked about seeing
But it
actual
just-
life forms in the quantum realm.
It's
yeah,
like
I was kind of.
you think with how like strict this character was in like the first two films, it's like all of a sudden he's very like relaxed and calm. Like I said, it felt like did he just become like Albus Dumbledore, where he's just like calm about
It's like
everything?
It's like he's just like, well, I'm in my old years. I can die anytime soon. Who cares?
And it's like I always felt like Michael Douglas was one of the strong points of this franchise.
Yeah.
Because
And it
no, you go, George.
and it's like all of a sudden it's like he's like I don't know, like out of character. It felt like.
He got
I-
he got a great moment when he summons the giant ants. And he was just standing there like a boss while the giant ants were going after Kang.
Yeah.
He had that moment.
But here's the thing: it's like I
It's his
get
rep.
it. At the beginning of the film, he's in a better place because he returned from being snapped. He got his wife back. He's no longer on the run by the government. Like things are looking fine. But it's like even in the quantum realm, he was like very calm and like
A little too calm.
Oh no, he wasn't like he was kind of like going like, wait, what's going on with Janet, him and her and the Bill Murray character?
oh
He was
my!
like-
was
Wasted
Bill?
time.
Is
That-
it me or did it feel like they were trying to make Bill Murray into like Jeff Goldblum's character from Thor Ragnarok?
Yeah.
I like Bill Murray. I was like, I know I know going he pretty much have crap to do, like zero crap to do. He just sits there at a table eating a squid.
Oh,
Yeah,
but
that was just.
that was a good
But it's
death when Pin throw the particles and the squid and
That
turns
is
giant.
karma.
That was fantastic. But
Yeah, but
yeah, I
it
think
felt like he was like a rip-off Grandmaster.
Yeah, he's another character that didn't even have to be in the movie.
like,
I can name tons of things.
I think he was there for explanation. I think he was there for like, oh yeah, Janet and I was fearing for against Kang, and but now I'm pretty much loyal to him, and now he's gonna send his MODOK to you.
Apparently the only reason Bill Murray got cast in this film was because like Catherine Newton, like apparently like he gothed with her and he said, "Oh, I want to be in a Marvel movie." like,
really?
It felt
Well-
like it reminded me of like the George Lucasisms of the Star Wars prequel trilogy, where like he gave Mace Windu a purple lightsaber because Samuel L. Jackson wanted a purple lightsaber.
That is funny.
Like, Bill Murray's in the film because he asked to be in the film.
I feel like they could replace that with something with Kang, like because he talks about the Avengers, killing the Avengers. They could have showed him maybe killing Thor or something like that. They could do that.
My
Like I have like so many problems with this film. Like it's not the worst MCU film, but it's like not the best. Like,
See,
I wouldn't even put this in my bottom 5, like, because like I still
No.
prefer over
for
other
me,
ones.
I'm being very generous, so there, like, I wouldn't. How I would rate this, I would give it a 5.
What?
10. 5 out of 10.
Wow. I get it.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I mean, I want to give this an 8. I want to get an 8 out of 10. But the one thing it keeps bugging me was the very, very end. Not the third, the climb, the you know the big battle in the end. I'm talking about the very, very end where Ant-Man and Kang were fighting, and so that was a reshoot of. Okay, so Ant-Man and Kang were fighting, and I was on the edge of my seat. I was like, "Oh my God, is Scott is going to stay in the quantum realm? Is that little device that the portal is going to close, and he's going to stuck in the quantum realm for maybe forever, or at least till King Dynasty?" And I was waiting for it, and then Hulk comes in. I was like, "They're both going to stuck in the quantum realm." Then they both fought and somewhat killed Kang, but I'm sure that Kang's gonna come back.
he is.
And then kiss, and then the portal opened and said, "Let's go home." And then happily
Well,
ever after.
Yeah,
Well,
that
at-
just
at-
felt so thrown together.
Well, at first, I kind of thought that was, sometimes movies kind of throw you out of the loop. But I thought about, I was like, well, Cassie built this device before, so he knows how to. I think she knows how to work it again. So that's meaningless.
Okay,
But-
Unless it got destroyed.
Don't build the suspense in the first place. If that's what.
Yeah, I was suspect. And you know what? I gotta say, I did read some of the spoilers months before the movie came out, and I think I remember that. Yes, the original ending was Scott. I think Cassie stuck in the quantum realm to make sure Kang doesn't get out. And then you saw the end of the prologue where Scott was narrating again, and he was getting a birthday cake for Cassie. They shot that scene when he's walking around with a cake, literally last month in January.
Oh,
They
really?
That was
Wow.
I would actually prefer if they were stuck in the quantum realm.
Yeah, because that would have
Yeah.
shown
We
like
know they're
how-
coming
That would have
would've
shown
been
more
risky.
stakes.
Or how about this? Think about this. What if Hope and Scott got stuck in the quantum realm and Cassie's freaking out, and then but Scott and Hope they do come back. They do get out of the quantum realm in King Dynasty, but they're older. They play by an older actor, and they're the same age as Michael Douglas and Michelle Pfeiffer. That was it. That was it for Evangeline Lilly and Paul Rudd. Now we got new actors as Scott Lang and Hope Van Dyke.
Or
How
they,
bold would they done that?
or they could have just like aged him up with the technology. I don't know.
No. I think I was like, man,
But
they
it's like
could just-
it wouldn't be as lazy as like Scott Lang deciding, basically thinking, should I tell someone about this? Like,
oh yeah, like he's like, should I tell the Avengers about this incoming threat that's coming upon us? Nah, forget it.
No,
it's like if this was Doctor Strange or Tony Stark, they would be like preparing for like the next time this threat could possibly come.
Yeah.
how
They'd
you
be
just
so
make
paranoid.
Scott looks even more stupid. Like,
And the
God, why
thing
is
is,
nobody
Scott
telling
Lang's
anybody
not
anything?
even a dumb character, but it's like
Yeah, because I said they literally shot that ending just like a few weeks ago, or about January. You could see set photos. I remember seeing, and people thought it was a paparazzi of just Paul Rudd getting a birthday cake for like maybe his kids or something. And then I was like, oh, I remember that.
that would have been crazy, Blind Braille, if he had like
Imagine.
Avenger trophies and he had like Thor's weapons.
Oh,
Or
Oh,
showing like a scene because there is certain scenes like that you can cut out like so like maybe replace it like some people suggested maybe show a scene of him actually killing Thor or show more of Kang's backstory. Like you could have done that, shown that. It's like,
yeah.
but
Well,
I
him-
feel like I feel like this was very rushed. I feel like they could have worked on it more. And who's the writer of the
Jeff Loveness. Jeff Loveness.
He sounds familiar. Like
I think
He wrote
isn't he the Rick and Morty writer?
Yeah,
He's a
Oh.
Rick and
he
Morty,
is
and
a
he-
yeah, he is a
he's-
writer. Well, he did. I think he did more than. Let me just look it up. Let me just.
Well, so he wrote like 5 episodes of Rick and Morty, and he's writing or maybe co-writing King Dynasty.
Oh no.
no,
Well,
no.
okay, hold on.
No.
Well, I'm
Okay.
not. I'm not gonna like just. I'm not gonna downplay. Whatever is coming up. So I mean, just who knows what happens in production, whatever.
I mean,
I'm just
it's
gonna wait
directed
and
by-
see.
It's gonna be directed by the Shang-Chi director.
I mean, he's a better director than Peyton Reed, so I'll give him
Exactly,
that.
and he wrote Shang-Chi. So I think maybe like a Joss Whedon thing, or how Joss Whedon pretty much rewrote the entire script from what's his name, Zack something. He wrote the Avenger, and then
Did Peyton Reed do Ant-Man
Zack
2
Penn.
also?
He did
Yes.
all the Ant-Man movies.
So
Yes, he
so
did.
how come like I don't like to say this, but how come Ant-Man 2 is more better structured than Ant-Man 3?
Here's the thing. Here's
Well,
the thing, and
okay.
this is a question that I have for the panel, because like obviously like Edgar Wright was supposed to direct the first Ant-Man film, and the question's not would this have been better had Edgar Wright been involved. The question is, was the first Ant-Man film like well received by people based on the fact that it still had the Edgar Wright influence, and like Peyton
Pro-
Reed just like got by a fluke?
Well,
Probably.
he wrote the script along with Paul Rudd, Joel Cornish, and Adam McKay, and
Yes.
then the second one was written by Paul Rudd was also attached, Chris McKenna, Eric Sommers, and I think other people I don't see, and then this third one is written by Jeff Loveness. So Paul Rudd did like co-wrote the first two films. I don't see. I mean, I guess that's kind of. I don't know. I think with Edgar Wright writing the first one, that's like easily the best.
yeah,
I feel like if I have to be honest, they could have did Kang probably with a different character. Like
They could have.
yeah,
I mean,
and also
he's more Kang's
they
more of a
should've-
Fantastic Four.
They should
villain.
have went with the original plan. Also, I think the original plan was to do MODOK and everything like that.
Yeah, Morlock and AIM.
I think they should have stuck. I feel like
They should have stuck with that.
they should have done that, to be honest, because
I
I have no problem introducing Kang, but
I do.
I feel like it was just a rushed product. Like I feel like they rushed it out.
Well,
There was a lot of things that I could say that need fixing, and you don't need this person in there. You don't need that. Like MODOK was pointless in the plot. It's like it feels like more of a rush product than an actual good product. in my
well,
opinion.
to me, it feels a little. Like I said earlier, like I thought it feel like say if you just watch the Ant-Man movies and then say you go from a heist film to this, like you're going to like a
Yeah.
simple heist film trying to get this suit. I don't know, like the pin particles from this guy, and then you go from like broccoli dudes to a giant weird
Flowing head.
giant
A living.
houses with cannons and stuff, or
Oh,
like
the living house was my favorite. Oh, that was of
Yeah.
the giant
What?
house was so impressive, man.
I'm not gonna lie. The thing I forgot what was that. Well, like I said, that one gel looking character that talks about, hey, you got so many holes. That made
Oh
me
yeah, that's David.
that made me that
That's
made me laugh.
that's what's his name. That's what's his name. David. He's the Russian guy in Scott's group.
Oh,
Who's Polka Dot Man in the Suicide Squad.
oh, okay.
So yeah, so they didn't have the crew, and I gotta be honest.
I miss
get that
Louise.
straight. I don't care for Michael Pena as Luis. I cannot stand Michael Pena as Luis.
Okay, sir, it's time for you to leave. Goodbye.
Wait, what?
Goodbye.
You don't like that
No.
character?
He
It
is
felt so weird without him.
He is so annoying. So this one time he did this, and it's like I was like, "Can you just shut up for one fucking?" I
will have no
I can't
sympathy
stand.
for Luis. I love
I sorry. I'm not. It's not like I remember like Humberto Gonzalez, the guy from the rap, say he's a racist stereotype for Latinos. I was like, he's just an annoying guy. And the second one, when he's talking the whole great, Madame! I was like,
he was pretty funny.
To me,
he was not.
to me, he was funny. At like
No.
I thought. Well, I like the.
Okay,
His,
the recaps are fine. They did the recaps. He's
Imagine
fine.
he was actually in this movie. I would be.
oh my gosh! Imagine him
wish he
doing
was.
like doing that. Like, oh my gosh! Imagine him joining in the quantum realm. You got Michael Pena,
And
Ti.
he's like telling the story of Endgame
Oh,
to like
he
these
said-
aliens. He's like, so my friend Scott got to he got to save the universe. See, he went to Captain America. He went to and Black Widow and came up with this idea.
Oh my god! They
He's
make
bringing him
cameos
back.
and stuff.
Yo, that's what
yeah.
I mean. This was a missed opportunity. They could have just had the character in there, even like at the beginning of the film, just appear at the beginning, telling people. So my friend Scott, he's actually Ant-Man. So he was stuck in the quantum realm while all of us were dusted, and he came back presenting this idea to Captain America, Black Widow, Iron Man. He got
That's
to work
so
with the
fun.
raccoon. He
No,
got to work with the blue alien.
That'll make me
yes,
like,
yes.
oh, I can
No.
send the
Would it be more funnier if they would do the recap of Endgame and you got Thanos sound like Michael Pena?
Oh my god!
Oh my god.
You guys are
that
gonna
would have.
I do
I
want.
would've
I
died.
don't. Before I forget, the Sideways 52 actually brought up something I want to get into. How do we feel about Cassie Lang in this character in this?
No.
Film?
I
like her.
I think she was decent. It just her acting was not the best. I feel
It was the
Yeah,
weakest.
they should
part, in
not
my
have
opinion.
recasted Cassie. They should not.
I don't
have
even
done
know why they did that.
I think she was fine, but like the material that she was gotten and how poorly the script was probably done didn't really help either.
Well, apparently there was more with Cassie and the Freedom Fighters in the original script, and I guess they cut a lot of scenes.
Yeah,
with
I
them.
think I think that she did the best that she could with the limited scenes. Like I think she was fine, but like I think what their goal probably was this movie is I think they were trying to make this an Avengers level movie. That's what like it feels
Yeah.
like.
See,
It feels like they were trying to do Avengers level movie and failed at it.
See,
It seems like maybe
Ryan Burrell has a question. Did you guys notice that they took away Janet's quantum realm powers from the second movie?
Yeah, I
What-
think-
Oh right.
People probably
Oh.
forgot about
oh,
it.
yeah.
Yeah,
man.
what powers?
the powers that she saw in the second movie that she
What was the power? It's been long since I saw Ant-Man the Wasp. What was the power?
I think she was able. Wasn't she, in the second movie she was able to heal ghosts and stuff like that?
Yeah, like it was something involving Ghost, I think it was.
Yeah, I guess maybe she used all the powers on Ghost.
Because she
Mm.
was in the quantum realm so much, she has like I guess the quantum realm energy around her.
The thing is, the crazy thing
comes
is,
up
this was not even a different director.
Yeah, and
That's
you-
the crazy thing.
It was the writer. Like
Continuity.
that was
Anyway, it was right. I don't know.
I think feel like this, like I still like the movie a lot. I still
Yeah, I
think it's
like the movie.
enjoyable, but I think it
No,
needs
it's a lot of fun.
one or two. I think it needs one or two more rewrites just to tweak it down, to tweak it
Yeah.
out, to say, okay, this is a little bit more concise film versus, this just feels like a little bit of a first draft, kind of, but with like minor tweaks at it without fully tweaking it.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like a final draft or anything. Like you don't even have like didn't the Ant Man actor like right on the second one? He co-wrote it.
Yeah, Paul Rudd co-wrote the second one. Yeah,
So why wasn't he able to co-wrote the third one?
I
Well,
don't.
but
That's
maybe
my
well,
question. That's my question.
I don't.
Because
well, okay. So so when Feige hired the Rick and Morty people, he hired like I think we love this because watch Rick and Morty. They deal with this kind of stuff also in the show, time traveling, other dimensions, traveling, stuff like that. So they need someone who could know this while also bring the humor that the Marvel movies are known for. I don't think Paul Rudd know anything about Quantum Realm and then Inside Out and time stuff like that. I think
Well,
that's like
well,
out of like with Ant Man and Ant Man 2, he was like that was like straight comedy. This one is like straight up
Science.
psychedelic science fiction, and that's like way out Paul
Well, I
Rudd's.
well, I think they should have him just still be a co-writer and just try to well, I'm sure he probably did some uncredited punch ups on the script with some part of the humor, but I think
Well,
he wasn't really
like
credited.
I mean, but I thought Scott Lang was really good. There was the first time I
yeah, he
liked
was
Scott
good in the
Lang.
movie. Yeah, Scott was
I like
fine in this movie.
I
Like
like
to
Scott.
me,
I,
the
I
best
always I,
performances were Paul
like,
Rudd, Michelle Pfeiffer, and Jonathan Majors.
yeah,
like
there we
it's
go.
just like I just I really wanted to like this movie. Like I wanted this.
What's your main problem with the film?
Wait, what?
What?
What was the main problem with Quantumania? What was your main problem?
The main
My-
problem, if I may, the main problem with this movie is two things. One, every installment of the MCU feels like it needs to be this Avengers level setup for something else in the future. And
Yeah.
two, we are so interconnected with all these projects that none of these movies can feel like standalone films anymore.
That's Oh my gosh, you are so right, dude. Like I don't
Ant Man was the most standalone-ish.
They tried to make it so big, like the big problem. The reason why this falls flat is they tried to make this movie a big Avengers level threat movie. Like it should have been just a regular third Ant Man film with AIM and MODOK. No, this. I feel like they should have did Kang with someone else, like someone.
Yeah.
I think DL said was it Doctor Strange or something like that?
Multiverse of Madness, or
Yeah,
they could have made
you could do with that character. I agree with that. Like
Yeah.
I feel like it's fine that people like it, but it has a lot of flaws within the movie at the same time. Is because they tried to go so big, like Avengers movie, that it didn't work well.
That's-
Blue Jay,
I-
what were you
Oh.
saying as well? Like before Blue Jay?
Well, my issue is that I don't mind movies being I'm a fan of cinematic universes, Marvel, DC, Star Wars and all that stuff. I don't I this is what I've been talking about when standalone stuff. It's okay to have standalone movies and stuff. I don't see the reason, I just I think to hit my mic. I don't see like you can have a movie as standalone. Like you can have a movie outside of that universe. Like it's okay. Like I don't see why is there this massive I don't know what word you would say. Like people are so against even Matt Jarbo. I mean I like Jarbo, but he's saying he doesn't know the DC Elseworlds are gonna go away. Like I don't really agree with that because why are we gonna get the Batman 2 even though it's outside of the DCU or anything like that? Like
Did he
or,
say they're going to go away or not go away?
they're gonna go. He said they might go away. I don't.
Like,
Okay,
no, they
that's
should not go away. They should not go.
that's factually incorrect. That's like saying like it's. I'll use comic book reference. You have both the main continuity universe, but you also have Black Labels, Elseworlds. The Elseworlds and Black Labels will always exist, but they're in the cinematic universe. They're focusing more on the main continuity, but they still will do Elseworlds and Black Label movies like Joker and the Batman.
Yeah, it's just I don't like this weird thing that people are gonna get confused. It's like you're
No.
saying no, you're saying that people are too stupid to cannot tell the difference between which is which. You
Well,
know?
look at Joker. Joker made $1 billion, and that was a different actor. They had Joker played by a different actor, while there was another actor in the main DC universe playing the Joker.
Well, yeah, because I can
And
most people my mom who's casual don't give a crap about this. Like, well, she loves Marvel movies, she likes DC movies, she don't really like keep track of this stuff, but she's not confused saying, "Oh, is this Robert Pattinson Batman part of DCU?" She never asked that question. Well, it's just my mom. I'm just bringing out an example.
There are people that ask that.
Well, yeah, true. I do not see people getting confused and stuff like why do you think people are I'm sure people get confused saying why is Michael Keaton swapped with Val Kilmer with Batman Forever. I'm sure at the time that happened, but it's still like the third Batman movie of that era back in the day. So I don't. There's like we have so many Batmans rolling around and so many Iron Mans rolling around. Why is that a bad thing? Like, did not people get confused? I don't think so.
Look, if the
You
characters
can-
get confused, let them get confused at this point. You can't save them. You can't.
I know. It's just we get so many Spider-Mans running around, and nobody's gonna say jack crap. But anyways, what I'm saying is, it's just it's okay to have standalone stuff even in your universe. Like,
And like
you
you
can
can have
have
Easter eggs and you can have Easter eggs and some appearances here and there, but they should not overtake the story that is being told now. Like, I'm tired of watching these Marvel movies and all they feel like are commercials for the next project.
That's what I was saying today at work with one of my
Yeah.
friends that likes Marvel. It was like it reminded me of like Iron Man 2 and Age of Ultron, where it felt like it was a movie meant to get you excited for the future. And with Age of Ultron, like, yeah, it set up like Ragnarok, Civil War, Infinity War, and Endgame. And those movies are awesome. I love those movies. They're top 10 MCU movies for me. But it shouldn't take movies that come out in the next 4 years to make me appreciate a movie that came out 4 years ago.
exactly. It's like you can have you can have a movie that's like a setup movie. Like, you're always gonna have those kinds of movies to set up other movies, but don't make it like every single movie. You know, like it's like some movies can do it better, some movies don't. Look at the Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah. Like here's the thing, like obviously the excitement, the best part of this film was Kang. Like Jonathan
Yeah,
Majors
Kang.
was excellent,
Oh,
excellent.
yeah.
And that mid credit scene obviously gets you excited for Kang Dynasty. I don't want Kang to rely on Kang Dynasty in like 2005 or 2000 in like 2025, sorry, or 2026 if it gets delayed like Scooper suggests. I don't want a movie that comes out in the next 2 to 3 years to make me all of a sudden appreciate this movie later down the road. It's like I want to like this movie now.
Yeah.
Like I want like they got to focus on making movies that are great now. What makes Winter Soldier one of the best MCU movies is that it was a movie that was focused on making a great Captain America movie at that time, not setting up, obviously Civil War down the road. Because like at that time, I don't think anyone knew Civil War was coming.
No.
Right.
Like, it was
Amazing War.
focused on telling a great Captain America story, and it's one of the best MCU movies ever made.
Yeah, and look at yeah. I mean, I didn't know what else. Guardians of the
Galaxy.
yeah,
Yeah.
that had a Thanos cameo, but all in all, it was fun. Like you have
Well, the main
supers-
MacGuffin was a power was
Well,
one of the
well,
But
yeah.
gems.
it's still focused on telling a Guardians of the Galaxy story, not meant to get that can still get you excited for the future down the road. But it wasn't focused. It wasn't throwing like Avenger Easter eggs at you, or like it wasn't like throwing Thanos at the end all the time. Like the main focus was on the Guardians of the Galaxy and how they're gonna like stop Ronan from doing what he was doing.
I will say this, like, Biden Bro is correct. Like, um, Marvel was for me. Marvel is never known for the multiverse. For me, like, it's always been a DC thing. Like, and I will say this right now with the Kang thing, with all the variants and everything like that. Like, people are gonna get confused, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, because which one's the real Kang with this Kang dynasty? Like,
Yeah.
like I don't. I feel like Marvel does not execute the multiverse concept very well. Like,
It was easier.
I will die on this hill. DC always does it better.
Yes.
You have
In No Way
centerpiece-
Home, it was easier because obviously everyone knows the Toby and Andrew versions of Spider-Man. They know
It's
the
a
villain.
nostalgia film, basically.
So it's easier, but it's easier to pull off the multiverse because like people know those versions of Spider-Man and their arcs. It's like here's the thing. I feel like the Flash film will pull off the multiverse.
Because you have a centerpiece. The Flash is the centerpiece of the DC mythology.
Yeah.
The Flash explains things very like the Flash as a character is a centerpiece for the DC multiverse that explains things very well and simple. And people
what's the centerpiece of Marvel? What's the Marvel multiverse?
Doctor Strange, like, is he going to be like the center of the multiverse? Like,
I guess, or the Fantastic Four, or it's I don't know.
Yeah, it's like we don't know. We still don't know.
See, and that's what I mean. It's like, do we even know when Kang's going to appear next? Now, listen, Jonathan Majors, what I thought was excellent.
Loki, he's going to be in Loki season 2. He's going to be
Loki season 2. I mean, besides Loki season 2, though, because it's like you got all these projects that are coming out before Kang Dynasty, and there's rumors that there could be even more projects before Kang Dynasty.
It's quantity over quality, basically.
Right. Well, like how many times can you see Kang get defeated in all these?
Because here's the thing. Apparently, I mean, I don't care much for Scoopers, but if let's just say Scoopers were true, and like they want to get Armor Wars, Tom Holland's next Spider-Man film, Doctor Strange 3. All like Shang-Chi 2, all before Kang Dynasty.
Oh, I ain't watching all that. Fuck that shit.
It's like,
go watch it.
I ain't watching all that shit.
I have a limit. Where's Kang gonna fit in all this besides maybe Doctor Strange 3?
Maybe Fantastic Four because he's a descendant of Reed Richards.
Okay, maybe Fantastic Four.
But it depends who they cast as Reed Richards then.
First of all, like you should not have Kang in the first Fantastic Four movie. No,
that's what I mean. It's like
I mean like a setup, or maybe he's like.
The rumor is that the villain of the first Fantastic Four is Galactus.
Oh no!
What?
Galactus?
No. Oh my!
No!
That should be for.
See, the thing is, I hope this is true. I'm hoping that no. I'm not talking about Galactus. I'm talking about if Kevin Feige is going to delay these movies to just kind of take their time with it. I'm hoping they're not good.
Okay, look. As much as I love this movie, I really enjoy it. And look, I'm part of the problem. Give me all the Marvels you want. I watch all the shows. I watch all the movies. And this is I think the last Marvel movie I didn't see in theater. I guess Black Widow, but that was during the pandemic. So I think it was Spider-Man: Far From Home. I think that was the last time. And I think because I was busy at that time, I remember. I watch so I always go to the theater to see the Marvel movies. I saw all the Marvel shows that was on Disney Plus. I'm part of the problem. Like consume, give it to me. But even then, I'm like, maybe you should spread out. maybe
Yes,
you should spread out. Maybe you should punch. I was really at first when
there is such thing as oversaturation.
that is
Like
true.
Yeah.
I like pizza. I can eat pizza today and then maybe tomorrow and maybe the next day, but I eat it like five
I was
times in a
just eating
row.
pizza bagels.
Right? It's delicious. Pizza's delicious, but I gotta spread out because then I can eat other food and then when I like take a break from pizza and then eat other foods and then once God damn I'm hungry. And then
But
and then when I finally eat pizza, I appreciate the pizza because I didn't have it for a long time. So
yeah,
when the Marvels was pushed back, the sequel to Captain Marvel was pushed back. First, I was like,
watching
oh,
that shit
I was like,
go on.
oh no, wait. But then I was like, wait, I think it's a good idea. If
yes.
they found a problem, if they don't want people think that Marvel is a sinking ship, I think that was the best thing to do. I'll be worried if they push Guardians of the Galaxy 3, but I doubt it. I think
No, they won't. No,
but
they
Guardians of the
No.
Galaxy, I have faith will be good because of
I will say this about Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy is gonna be better than Quantumania and
Yeah.
Marvel.
yeah, I think because of
I think it's
trust,
gonna be better than most of Phase 4.
yes, because of James Gunn.
Okay.
I trust James Gunn, the guy that's going to overlook the DC universe for 5 years. If we would be like like that with Guardians of the Galaxy 3, ooh, that's not look good for Superman Legacy, Brave and the Bold, all
Well,
those other.
here's the thing: Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Here's the thing: that's like that's the conclusion of this Guardian saga. So it's like it doesn't. So it's a film that's not really gonna mean a lot to like Kang Dynasty and all that. This film does. Like this film is supposed to be more important.
Yeah,
And it's not
right off
perceived-
the gate.
I mean, look, I am sorry for King Dynasty even before this movie. I'm more now, again, because I just joined see Jonathan Majors, and then how he's going to do the different Kangs. So we see Romata, we saw Immortus. People don't know what was the third one that was next to him.
Bang, Prime.
I think it's supposed to be Scarlet Centurion, but he was purple. But I saw like Degrassi, who I follow on Twitter, say it could be the Warlock or the Warlord, who is like Reed Richards' father.
I have no idea. I don't
God.
know.
Yeah, it's just so like, and then we saw like Kangs that like one of them looks like a scroll. And I see the one thing I know is like you know how in the Avengers movies, there's the
You're
main
just gonna
villain.
get more confused.
Yeah,
Well-
like here's the like I don't know. It's like I feel like Kang Dynasty. I can see them like splitting up all these heroes fighting different variants of Kang. Like I can see like a grounded team facing a grounded variant of Kang. I can see a multiverse team facing off against a more powerful version of Kang. I see a galactic team facing off against a more galactic version of Kang.
that's not
And-
See,
Like,
that's
I feel like this is like they're gonna pull an Infinity War where all these different teams are gonna be facing different battles. In this case, different
Well,
Kangs.
okay, and then we're like, it was like, is Kang is this King Dynasty or Kang will be in Secret Wars 2? And then there's rumors that Jonathan Majors in Secret Wars will play the Beyonder, and the Beyonder, this version, he's a variant of Kang.
see.
That's a rumor. That's a rumor. I don't think that's true.
See, this is what I'm saying. Like, I don't. All these, I don't know. These variant thing. I don't know. See, that's a little much.
It's a cool concept. I mean, because I think I hope it's not like how well Spider-Man No Way Home was. Seeing like the past Spider-Mans and their villains, and then Deadpool is going to be straight up. It's going to be like kind of like maybe the set off of the Fox X-Men. It's not really going to be.
No.
It is Hugh Jackman.
No.
It is because I think maybe it could be a bit like the Deadpool kill the Marvel Universe comics or something like that. It says that. And then Patrick Stewart said that he and Ian McKellen are on standby for Deadpool 3.
See, to be honest with you, out of all the upcoming MCU movies, the one I'm looking forward to the most is, let's see, we got Ant-Man, Guardians 3, Blade,
The
Deadpool,
Marvels.
Deadpool 3. You know what? I'm looking forward to the Marvels. Only I love Miss Marvel. I'm only
Yes.
for Miss Marvel. I love that show. So Guardians 3, The Marvels, Blade, Deadpool 3. Fantastic Four. I'm more of a wait and see person now. I
Yeah,
Thunderbolts, I don't know. And Captain
it's a
America, I don't know.
Oh, you know, Captain. I think Captain America's gonna. From what I'm hearing, it looks like it's gonna be maybe too big. It feels like a mix of Captain America: Civil War and what was originally was going to be Captain America 3, which is more grounded with like the Serpent Society. Is yeah, it seems like multiple villains. I was like, that sounds cool, but then how you guys talk about it, everything's too big. It's like, yeah, that's gonna
You
That's the
see,
be.
problem.
we got a lot of like sequels. Like this year, like last year was very sequel heavy. This year is sequel heavy. Next year we got Captain America 4, Thunderbolts. I guess you can say that's kind of new, but there's like
Oh,
characters, previous characters,
yeah,
but
yeah,
the
but
only like character that's introducing is Blade in the
yeah.
MCU.
Like here's the thing. I
a
think
character
that's
we already
why
saw
Shang
before.
Chi worked so well because it was introducing a new character and it was focused on telling a
And,
Shang-Chi story. Like
and
yeah,
Turtles too.
you had Wong, you had Trevor Slattery and Abomination appear briefly, but it was like it's still focused on telling a Shang-Chi story.
Yeah,
And,
Shang Chi was badass.
and that's why I like the Turtles, because that was a new group of characters I was introduced. Yeah, I'm one of those people who didn't like the Eternals because I was introduced these new characters. And I was like, how are they gonna work? How are these guys gonna work with the other people in the Marvel universe? Yeah.
Also, I'm sorry. Well, I take that back. Well, yeah. Well, last year we got new characters, but they're TV shows. I'm talking about like theatrical movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, in terms of movies, is I think the only one is Blade, and maybe Thunderbolts, because I guess they're
Yeah,
mostly characters that came back from the previous films. But you
Can
know
yeah.
I
what I
just say
mean.
this? What if like Deadpool 3 introduces like a variant of Kang in the Fox universe that is like a
Oh my
mutant? Oh,
god.
like
See, this
I
is
like
mean,
my
if that destroys the Fox universe and Deadpool and the refugees of the Fox universe go into the MCU.
or
Oh
maybe the same king we saw that was in Quantumania. That's the king. Like it was like that was the last universe king destroyed before the Castle King exiled him into the quantum realm.
Yeah, this whole concept that they're doing is getting confused a bunch of
See
people.
that this I'm see this is I'm way more iffy on this saga, way less than the Infinity Saga, because I know because we all know Thanos was coming,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
I don't know, I don't. It's just at this point in this current saga, I'm more looking forward to specific projects as of right now. Like I said, we got Guardians, the Marvels, Blade, and Deadpool 3. Avengers, like it's a given. I think I'm more looking forward to like just the standalone ones, like Blade, like a newer character, more than like the big bombastic movies. Sometimes, I want to see how they could do with Blade. I want to see what they could do with the Marvels. Definitely Deadpool 3, because that's day one for me.
Oh yeah, Wolverine
Yeah,
and
like
Deadpool.
Deadpool 3, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, like those are like my two most anticipated projects. Also whenever we get Tom Holland's fourth Spider-Man movie, I'm looking forward to that as well.
Yeah, it's gonna be a given. So yeah.
It's like everything else has kind of become wait and see. Although I will say I am very curious about Captain America New World Order just because Harrison Ford is going to be like in that film.
Yeah,
Isn't he Red Hawk in Captain America or Thunderbolts?
I think maybe
I feel like I know.
maybe he comes the Red Hulk in New World Order, and then he joins the Thunderbolt because the Thunderbolt comes after New World Order.
See, oh my goodness, this is so much, so much to keep track of.
yeah, I know.
It's just like at this point, maybe like the shows I'm more looking forward to a little bit. So,
What
okay, we got
shows?
Secret Invasion. Secret Invasion looks good. Loki, I'm there day one.
Oh yeah, especially the end credit scene. Which so the end credit scene with
Oh right,
Victor. Okay, who's his name? Victor Timely. So I think in the comics it's supposed to say that the Kane, the Kane, the Kane, who they call the Exile one, in Quantumania. I think he is Victor Timely, and then he went back in time, went back in that around that present. It looks like the 1930s, introducing time traveling in that present, and that's where Loki and Old Wilson's character is at right now. We're at in the end credit scene,
right, yeah.
or maybe he's a different cake.
See, that's still a little iffy because we're still getting all these different freaking canes and stuff. But I
And
wanted.
there's gonna be more kings.
I know.
Yo, like my
Yeah,
mom, like she.
I'll tell you, it's like I have like Marvel friends that read the comics. They do not like they are confused as fuck with the whole multiverse concept and all multiple kings because like it's get confused the general audience. Oh, which one's the real king? Which one?
So
Yeah.
you cannot
Like my
really
mom,
understand.
like she likes Marvel movies, but like she watched that mid credit scene, she was like, okay, like all because she's seeing all these like Kangs just like cheering, like yeah.
Which, by
Right.
the way, I was going to say that you know how in the Avengers movies, there's the main villain, but they have to fight like their goons or multiple, so that it just so that the Avengers have something to fight. It's like one like there's Loki and the Chitaris, and then there was Ultron and the Ultrabots, and then there was Thanos and those aliens, those black aliens in that were invading Wakanda.
Yeah,
And then
one that was forward.
and then Endgame, there was Thor. It was Thanos again with his army. Yeah, it looks like in King Dynasty is going to be just the Avengers versus multiple kings.
Yeah, a
And
bunch
if
bunch
Kang
of.
does have his henchmen, he's gonna have his blue stormtroopers.
Oh yeah,
Like let's okay. I want to
those
get this
are
out.
cool.
I
Those
want
are
to get this
cool.
out of the way. Is it me or did this like look like it was Star Wars sometimes?
pretty
Well,
much.
I mean,
Like you have the Kang
know,
henchmen who can't shoot to save a life. You have
Yeah.
like these alien. You have like these like towns that feel like we're on Tatooine. It looked like we were on Coruscant. Like at
Oh yeah,
times.
that looks. It does. I want Payne directed.
Get over the Mandalorian.
Yeah,
It,
but
it felt like they
he
want.
did it
It felt like they wanted to make the Holes alien Jar Jar Binks.
Oh gosh.
Like
yeah, that was the thing. Like, it's also like, yeah, it does like Alien because it's the Rick. So Lovelace wrote Rick and Morty, and I'm watching this movie and it reminds me so much of High on Life.
It does. I was just playing that yesterday, and it felt like it's like.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised you get a freaking gun that talks to you that's voiced by Justin Roiland, which that's just
No,
Or JB Smoove.
Writers, please. Can we please stop getting Rick and Morty writers? They hired a Rick
Oh
and Morty
my.
writer for She-Hulk. We see how that turned out too. Stop
Well,
getting-
I don't know. It's just, I mean, they could be writing different things and just putting their Rick and Morty stamps on there. So I don't know.
Why did they get the Rick and Morty writers?
that's what I don't. I have no idea.
Well,
Like,
'cause
why
I
of
mean-
all the
I mean,
movies.
they do more of science fiction plus comedy the best. I mean, it's one of the popular movies of popular shows out there, but it's probably because of like the cruel languages and the dirty humor and all that stuff. But I haven't seen Rick and Morty. I just see like handful of episodes. I see the typical Rick episode that the writer she's a showrunner for She-Hulk, and I mean it's like everybody says like well they do the concept of science fiction well in this adult animation series.
I don't know what they meant by science fiction. Like like.
Felt like Star Wars. Like if it was gonna be
Very
anything
good,
science
but-
fiction.
Yeah, but I think he should spread out. I mean, he got like
Hey, Marcus.
Marcus McFeely wrote Narnia. and then they went up and wrote the two Avengers, the last two Avengers movies. Like, and then there's something like James Gunn who was like working for Trauma Films and wrote like, and then
Scooby
the
Doo.
Scooby Doo, and then of course Super and Slither, and he does now he's done three Marvel, the Guardians of the Galaxy, and now he's overlooking DC.
Right.
So he should. So I think Kevin should spread more a bit to find the best people
I
going
think
forward.
I'll say this: they should condense their movies to 2 movies a year.
Yes.
Like you can't.
Three. I said three.
That's asking too much for people.
Look, I know that might
Because
be.
then people are gonna be like, "Why am I not getting 3 again? I remember where I had Black Panther,
I don't-
Infinity War, and Ant-Man."
They can cry
No,
all they
you know
want.
what?
Years?
I like Cassie. I like the schedule now. With like, okay, so February we have Quantumania. Now in the summer, May, Guardians 3, and then in the fall, the Marvel. I think they should do that. The beginning,
That's well spread out, in my
they're
opinion.
very
That is
well spread out. Start in the winter with start in the winter, the summer and the fall. That'll be perfect.
Exactly. That's like the best. If you're going to do 3 movies, do that, and then just do 2 movies a year.
And then for people not to forget, you could do maybe 2 shows or 3 shows. I mean, 2 shows and 1 special a year in between those movies.
If they can try to like do that consistently, so because then instead of just like pumping the crap out of that thing, like you get stuff like Rush VFX of Thor: Love and Thunder last year.
Yeah, or like I did like She-Hulk, but even like some of the CG looks like really rough.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The only thing is, if they spread it out that much, what about Avatar?
I don't.
Well, that took like 100 years to make. So of course the CGI was perfect.
No, but I'm talking about like as far as like them releasing a third movie later on the year, like say like in the fall or in like Christmas time. So they have to make sure they don't collide with Avatar.
Well, they should like, or maybe just take your time with it and announce your release date later. I don't know. That's me asking too much. It's just. It's like they're on it. They're always on this freaking deadline. I know they're owned by Disney, so they can't have too much say in it. But I mean, just try to calculate. Okay, what's the best month to put our movie in? Pixar every year it's always June most of the time. And then
and if it's not June, it's like November.
Yeah, November. Like they have a specific month that they always put the movies in, and they always turn out well. Well, nowadays I don't know, but the past 10 years they have.
They shouldn't have put Turning Red on Disney Plus.
They should not have done that.
Right.
Here's the thing. It's like I feel like if there's one thing that I think DC has been doing well, it's that they were spreading their projects and delaying them to make them look better. Like I looked at that Flash trailer, I'm like, this looks like the special effects in this film are going to be miles better than some of the special effects in some of the more recent Marvel stuff.
Well, of course,
I saw that Flash trailer in the big screen. It looks beautiful.
Like
beautiful on the big screen.
Like here's the thing. I've become very high on the Flash movie, and it's like I feel like. Don't be surprised if this, like, outside of maybe Guardians, like, this is way better than Ant-Man and the Marvels.
Yeah. Well, James Gunn. Well, James Gunn is hyping the hell out of this movie. Saying it's the best thing. He better be true. I better be coming out saying that was good.
Because he better not be tugging out of your ass, Gunn. I got my eye on you.
This better be great.
You better be true to your word. I don't want to hear no bullshit coming from James Gunn, the co-CEO of DC, saying bullcrap. I'm like, I don't want to hear all that. Saying it's the best movie since The Dark Knight. That's not him saying. It's just remember that crap. All that.
Yeah, I heard that.
Mumble jumble.
But is it me? Or like the fact that like they got away with making the Quam realm look like Tatooine and Coruscant. Like, do you think because like Disney's owned by Star Wars, they were able to get away with that?
Surprised they didn't make no Star Wars reference or anything.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness! Like
I mean,
because like
You know what always bothered me? You know one thing that bothered me in this movie? I really love Quantumania, but there's one thing. So Cassie became giant, right? And then she shrank down, and then she went back around, and then it was like she got old, and how you know how like when they turned giant, it's like the Flash when he used the Speed Force. It burned his metallism. So she shrank down and said, "Oh my God, that's so freaky!" And I'm so hungry. And then Scott's like, "Yeah, I'm very hungry." She's like, "Oh, I need some like citrus, you know." And then she fainted because you remember,
Right. I didn't know what was going on that
yeah, I was
small
like,
yeah,
bit.
she was like freaking out that she turned giant, and then she got really hungry, and then she fainted. But then I don't know, seconds later she turned giant again. It's like,
Yeah.
wait, do you eat before you went giant? Should you be like?
Which
Yeah.
that was a little. That was a weird bit for.
You know, I mean, I was waiting for Wasp turning giants too. I was like, why not have all three giants?
But
in this
they don't know what the hell to do with her, so they just have her just sit there and she's in the movie. Let's have her fly around and shoot stuff.
yeah, I think that was a smart decision to make Armor Wars into a movie instead of a show. Although who knows when we're gonna get this movie?
We haven't even seen any footage from this movie, so I don't even
Yeah,
know.
it's
That's
like they keep
exciting.
saying it's gonna start filming soon, but
Who's
it's
the
like
director? Who's the director?
find a director. Like who's gonna like find a director? Good lord.
Dude, all these directors for these Marvel movies have been unknowns except for Sam Raimi, Taika Waititi, and Peyton Reed.
See, and that's I don't see like
Frank Johnson.
I
Oh,
know
and Josh Whedon and John Favreau were known before, but that was like phase one.
Oh, right,
But here's the
Coogler,
thing,
right,
phase
Coogler.
one
talking about
was the
phase
only
4.
phase that actually had like household director names. Like you had
Right,
Kenneth
Coogler.
Branagh, you had Joe Johnston.
Kenneth, John Favreau, Luis Latier. You know, he was kind. You can kind of include him.
It's like here's what I think, because the Russo brothers were kind of unknown at the time.
did.
Like
Me and Dupree.
like they and Winter Soldier turned out so well, and the fact that they pulled off Civil War, Infinity War, and Endgame. I think Marvel is just banking on getting unknown directors, thinking they're gonna catch another Russo brothers.
See,
How about getting good storytellers first before getting these unknowns? Like,
I think.
I mean,
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
that's-
you never. I think they might be. They might be good storytellers. We just don't know. I don't know. I mean, you got the Marvels, Nia DaCosta, who did Candyman, the remake a couple years ago. I haven't seen it. I heard that was pretty good.
dude, Chloe Zhao won Best Picture
Oh wait,
for Nomadland, and she just did Eternals.
wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait, the guy the person that's directing Captain America 4 directed that Cloverfield movie from 2018.
Yeah.
Oh,
The Cloverfield. Wait, he did that?
Wait, you talking about
No,
the
no, no.
Yeah, the Netflix.
the
Cloverfield,
2008 Cloverfield was Matt Reeves.
Paradox?
Yeah,
The Paradox one. I think it was the Paradox one. Yeah, that's the one that came out in 2018.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
Netflix after the Super Bowl.
Hmm.
But he directed other movies. Okay, again, look, the Russo brothers direct You, Me, Dupree. And before, and I remember I did not like the hiring. I was like, really, those guys? I was like, this is gonna be like strict comedy, Captain America 2, and it became one of the best they've done. So I could give him a chance. Maybe he's a Captain America fan. And he really want to do Captain America justice.
Here's
That's
the thing
true.
that I'm hoping for, that like with Bob Iger returning, that not only will these projects like be more spread out, so they got the time that they need, but like that there's actually like the fact that they start putting quality back into some of these movies. Because
Yes.
I feel like when Bob Chapek came in, like there was a higher demand for, like, obviously for Marvel stuff, and I get it, that was the beginning of the pandemic, so they felt like they had to rush stuff. I feel like now that we're getting a sense of normality back, you can start slowing it down.
Yeah.
And now that you have Bob Iger back, I feel like it will be easier to slow it down.
Right. It's just I'm just a little like curious to see how can you go from like if you're a smaller director doing these indie movies to go for a big budget film, you ain't gonna know what the hell to do in that set. Like all the CG and stuff. Like you just do. What if you just do like a movie that costs like under $1 million? You go to make a $200 million movie. I need to know how they do that process.
Yeah, I wonder how that process is
Like
like.
I've never heard of this Blade director, and what has he
Yeah.
done? I know he
It's a-
did White Boy Rick. That was I knew that movie started Matthew McConaughey back in 2018. I knew that was
oh,
coming out. I just never saw it.
I mean, they do get like I remember where Kevin Feige said something why he got James Gunn for Guardians of the Galaxy because Gunn was just done smaller films, Slither, Super, and he explained because great storyteller or great storyteller, and he hired people who are great storyteller regardless of their background, and so and if you tell a great story, even it'll be. And that's what was so great about James Gunn because he directed Guardians of the Galaxy and it was all CG and it had like a lot of special effects, a big action scene, but the story was well done. And I think there's Marvel that could Marvel say they have people that can help these kind of filmmakers how to shoot scenes that involve big CGI fest, like they did with James Gunn and with the Russo brothers in the first Captain America movie. Joss Whedon also, because he never made a movie that big for Avengers. So I think I do like how they get those third directors, but I'm also worried that they just do it just to control the directors. Be like, oh no, you gotta do this, you gotta do this, you gotta do this.
Oh yeah, they still gotta stay in that sandbox, and they gotta stick to the Marvel formula.
Exactly. That's it's right
It's
because
like
if you get someone like Sam Raimi, Sam Raimi, you can see that his style was imprinted in Multiverse of Madness. Like all
and that's what I love about Multiverse of Madness. Is like this is the Sam because I love the Sam Raimi movies. I love the Evil Dead movies and the Spider-Man movies. So the first two. So that's what I love about it. It was like Sam Raimi going crazy, and I thought it was fantastic. But then it feels like then you got people like, well, I don't know. It's very like it's very hard what to do with these directors. Whether you want someone that Kevin Feige can control, or have faith they could make the movie they can want while still be a Marvel movie. It's very hard.
Yeah,
Which it's still not right balance. I think maybe close to it where someone went on their own, but still have like hand holding was I guess James Gunn in the first one, in the first Guardians of the Galaxy, because the second one he went on by himself. He wrote the whole thing and he did the whole thing.
He wrote the whole thing in the first movie too.
Well, it was a rewrite. Originally it was a script, there was story by, and then he rewrote the entire thing because he had stuff about the because he wrote all the tracks that was in Star-Lord playlist in the script. So it wasn't like it was like post production. It's like no, those scripts, those songs that you hear were written in the scripts, and then were in, and then yeah. So and the stuff of his mother, or Star Wars Mother, that was from James Gunn as well.
Maybe.
You guys
Yeah.
think James Gunn would have been good to take over Marvel?
Wasn't he going to be? Weren't they considering him running like the cosmic division?
Yeah.
I think I've
Yeah.
heard that
Yes, he
before. I
was.
don't think I don't know about you. I think I want him to kind of stay at DC.
I mean,
Yeah,
I feel like
I'm
at this
good
point he's
with
better
that.
off staying at DC.
Yeah.
I mean,
But like, if he didn't go, I think he would have been good to run the cosmic division of Marvel for sure.
True. Yeah.
well, if he was gonna run DC, imagine he still stay in Marvel after Guardians 3. And there's like it was like Jeff Snyder said that he's he wasn't speculating. So they were talking about like, well, how long will Kevin Feige stay as the boss of Marvel Studios? And uh, Jeff Snyder, who's an inside, who is a really good scooper, he pretty much hinted that Feige desire is not just to retire after he's done with Marvel, but he wants to be the guy who looks over the Walt Disney Company's movie department. Like the second in command behind Chapek, whoever runs Disney. So like not only he look over Marvel, but Pixar, Disney
Oh,
Animation,
oh,
Lucasfilms,
James
20th Century.
Gunn.
No,
Oh,
Feige.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
okay.
Apparently, the
I
new rumor
blanked
is
on.
that Feige could oversee everything or oversee
And
certain
so
things.
and I was thinking, well, who could be in charge? Like, if Feige's thinking ahead, he should be grooming someone to look over Marvel. It could have been James Gunn looking over him. If he's go, if Zaslav had put Gunn to co lead the DC universe, I'm pretty sure Feige was going to let James Gunn run the
Well,
entire
remember,
Marvel universe.
Disney screwed that one up because remember when those
Yes,
tweets came out in 2018, Disney
yeah.
fired James Gunn despite James Gunn owning up to it and apologizing. And then like DC hired him for their new next Suicide Squad movie, and it wasn't until like I think after Gunn got hired, it might have been before they started filming the Suicide Squad movie, like Feige was able to convince them to rehire James Gunn. But at that point, it was like the
I think it
Suicide
was
Squad movie.
I think it was during he was filming Suicide Squad, or like after he was
Okay,
wrapped filming.
but it
Then they
was,
hired him back.
but even though the movie didn't make a lot of money in the box office because of how well received that it was and impressed them, then Peacemaker came out. Peacemaker, in my opinion, Peacemaker is better than any of the Disney Plus Marvel stuff.
Exactly. Oh, that
Facts.
was a
So like
facts. That
two
amazing.
phenomenal DC things, one a movie, one a show, and that probably like impressed Zaslaw and the people at Warner Brothers.
You know
Yeah.
what? I actually would have preferred. I cannot see Feige running like Pixar and Disney animate.
No.
Well,
I
it's,
don't. I don't want that.
I don't know. I mean, it depends
Kevin
on. I mean,
Feige. Kevin
what-
Feige is still pretty young, so
Yeah,
And
whoever's running.
he's spread way too thin at this point. I don't. It just
Yeah.
stick to Marvel. Let people at Pete Doctor and whoever at Pixar and Disney Animation. They know kind of a lot more what to do over there. To be honest,
but I do think like eventually when we're far down the road with DC, James Gunn probably has to find someone to probably replace him because he's getting older.
yeah.
he's like 50. He's 52. He's still young. So
No, he's 56.
what? Well, he looks great.
You
No
know,
wonder he's all gray.
Oh yeah, so like yeah, because like he was part of the writers room. He didn't even when he got hired when he got hired back, he didn't come back for that. So it kind of makes sense.
Really, I mean, they could still kept his notes. They could be like, "Well, throw away. He's fired." No, I think
Because I remember, here's the thing: like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 was originally supposed to kickstart Phase 4. It wasn't going to be Black Widow or Eternals. It was going to be Guardians Volume 3. But then when James Gunn got fired, they delayed that movie. Because like that movie was supposed to be like 2020. That was going to be like in 2020. That was like going to kickstart the next phase of Marvel.
I think it was supposed to come out before, so like before, Thor: Love and Thunder. So maybe Thor was probably in the original script.
It could have been. Who even knows? Like,
Or maybe it's like the same thing like in Love and Thunder, where like he was there in like the first 5 minutes and then he left. Maybe that,
it's just like Disney's probably gotta be kicking themselves for that one. But obviously like because with this film, so yeah, it's up Kang. Did you guys hear the big scoop that apparently Tom Holland's gonna be like the lead of Avengers Kang Dynasty?
Yeah, probably.
No, I haven't. I don't
I
know.
wouldn't be
I'll believe it when I
surprised.
see it.
I wouldn't be surprised because they'll probably make him the. I think they're gonna try and make him the leader of the Avengers. To be honest.
Okay,
Well,
It's too
here's the
young.
thing.
no,
Here's
no.
the thing that confuses me with that. People forgot who he was.
Yeah,
Like, there's still people that still think he's guilty of murder. Not the Avengers, but I'm talking about like the public eye. And the fact
yeah,
is, it sounds like Spider-Man's gonna be a loner for quite a bit. I'm not saying he's not gonna be in the movie, but it's like, why would he lead a team, especially a team that didn't really come to his defense when he was accused of murder?
They'll probably just retell them that he was Spider-Man and.
I mean, they
Well,
could.
they probably remember him as Spider-Man because they knew Spider-Man before they knew Peter Parker. You know, people that were involved in Civil War,
Yeah,
like
even
Sam
that.
Wilson.
Yeah, but yeah, I was thinking. Yeah, I hope it's not a stupid thing where like, Peter goes to Doctor Strange and say, "Hey, listen, so you did a spell where you wiped the entire people my existence, and they don't know who I am. But I'm Peter Parker. We used to fight together as the Avengers." And Doctor Strange's like, "Oh yeah, that spell. Okay, okay." And then Doctor Strange says, "Undo the entire spell. People remember." I don't want that. You know.
Yeah, it's like what? Like,
I mean, here's the thing. I mean, Spider-Man could lead the Young Avengers.
yeah, if it
That's
was
more.
like the Young Avengers, I would be fine with that.
Hell yeah,
'Cause
him.
He's
He
got
should.
the most experience out of any young hero. Like, I can see him like leading a Young Avengers team against a Kang variant.
Okay, maybe that's the script. Maybe it's not like the Avengers, but the Young Avengers are at first.
No,
They
I totally think they'll make him. I wouldn't be surprised if they made him um the leader of the Avengers because even when I think Spider-Man 4 will take place before um King Dynasty,
But
etc.
the thing is, Tom Holland has to get is Sony. Will Sony let Marvel Disney have full control of Spider-Man? Yeah, because that's the thing. That's what I was saying. Like we talked, I talked with we talked with Max last night. He brought this question to the other panels, and I said like, but Sony is so like locked in to make Tom Holland the face of their company. That's why he did the Uncharted. And I just say, why can't just let Sony, and then also like they still don't clear who's the Spider-Man in their the Sony Marvel universe, whatever they call it, the Sukmuk, whatever it is.
Spunk.
The
Sony
Spunk
Pictures universe
with
of Marvel characters.
It's
I
a
don't know.
stupid,
Yeah.
stupid title.
yeah, with Venom and Morbius and freaking Hypno Hustler, you know,
Craven the Hunter.
Graven
Oh, my
Hunt and
goodness.
Keep this at
Man of
it's
Web.
coming out this year.
Yeah, and it's like
Okay.
who's
Before
who's-
time.
How
But,
about
like-
this? I thought of something. What if in the post credit scene of Kraven the Hunter, it's a tie-in to Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars, where there's a Kang variant in the Sony universe.
Oh,
Are
that's
you
don't
like,
you
kidding
freaking!
Are
Oh,
you kidding me?
and he's like, and he's meeting with Michael Keaton's Vulture, and he's like, "There's a reason that I twisted a little spell to bring you here."
oh my God!
I'm listening.
please.
I was like,
Trash.
And it's like,
no,
how would you like to
but
get your revenge on a certain spider?
Oh my fucking
Trash.
God!
Trash. 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 Trash.
I think
You know what? He will go intriguing.
intriguing.
my
Oh my
God.
god! It's like what? That's one thing. It's like what are they good? It has to if this deal. It has to be like full control of. But then like the Spider movies are like Sony movies, so it's got to be like
now here's the
They're
thing
putting
with
the glove to
the
make
deal.
Tom Holland Spider-Man the lead.
Well-
The deal with Spider-Man is they could do whatever they want in an event with Spider-Man in it. So like they have Spider-Man in an event, like they could make him the lead and make him Avenger. Like I guess the leader. Like I wouldn't be happy with it. They're probably still gonna try and make him the next Iron Man. Probably they'll keep probably doing that. Because like if you think about Tony Stark was technically the leader of the Avengers.
co-leader,
What?
co-leader. But even then, but it's like But I really like that if Sony and Disney have of Spider-Man because he's so connected with the Fantastic Four and Daredevil and the X-Men.
Sony doesn't want money.
Same.
Yeah,
Same.
it'd be great if Marvel has control of Spider-Man and he could show up in Born Again. Like
He could.
that would be it'd be great, or that they could do the series like a one shot or like a special or mini series. What was the comic where it was Spider-Man, Daredevil, and the Punisher? And there were and then they took away Frank Castle's bullets. And he can't kill, so they give him rubber bullets. And I forgot what was that series called. It was like all three of these guys. And imagine see that in as a mini series on Disney Plus. That is so good. That'd be so cool.
Like I think.
Well,
the
this
thing
will.
that-
Hold on, wait. I got. Hold on, let me add it to the stream. So apparently, this actually just came out. Like apparently, Robert Downey Jr. is no longer on the table at Marvel Studios, despite those rumors of him appearing in Secret Wars.
Well, he's dead, so there we go.
Yeah, I mean, like, what were they gonna do? Bring in more multiverse Avengers? Like,
I do think they'll I do think they'll probably bring him back like a multiverse variant.
No, you guys, you're wrong. It's gonna be Tom Cruise.
oh boy,
It's Tom
Tom Cruise.
It's gonna be. I mean, look. I think I going in multiverse of madness. I think I'm gonna see Tom Cruise as Tony Stark.
I 100%. I 100% guarantee. Like even if he says it, I think he's probably gonna be in Kang Dynasty or
Secret Wars.
Well, here's the thing. Why do people know about a movie that hasn't really even started pre-production yet?
Exactly. I just
Like,
I don't see that. Just I throw that off the window.
Also, he got great depth. Though that's the thing about what I'm looking for Deadpool 3 and Hugh Jackman coming back as Wolverine. I was like, but he had great depth in Logan. Why bring him back?
Yeah,
I mean,
you can bring anyone back. To be honest,
at this point, I'm gonna let it slide. For him to be with Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. Billion dollar film.
Unless you wear the yellow and blue.
Also, that version of Wolverine won't be connected to, I guess, the Logan or whatever death and stuff like that.
Oh, but don't you remember they already brought back Wolverine? Remember X-Men Apocalypse?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Like, wait a minute. Doc Ock had a great death in Spider-Man 2, and they were able to bring him back in No Way Home without ruining that death.
Well, yeah, but
no one stays dead. Like that's the thing. Like,
I know, but
and here's the thing. What if this is like another Andrew Garfield scenario where it's he's not in the movie. But remember, Patrick Stewart tried pulling that off of Multiverse of Madness, and he epically failed at it.
Yeah, I think I totally think he's come back. I think it's pure BS. Like he's gonna say he's not in Secret Wars, but when Secret Wars happens, he's gonna be in the movie.
Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, I 100% guarantee he's gonna be in it.
Also, Blind Braille brought up a good point. Like Hugh Jackman recently said that that the Logan that's in Deadpool 3 is before the events of Logan.
I know, but that was like when X-23 turned the cross sideways to make an X on his grave. I was like, oh,
they already ruined it after X-Men Apocalypse. So stop.
No. That movie came out after X-Men Apocalypse. Logan. That didn't came before.
Yeah, it came out actually like the year after X-Men Apocalypse.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Even X-Men Apocalypse, I gotta say, I didn't like the movie. That was an awesome scene with the Weapon X Wolverine.
Best scene of the movie.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
What about this as a theory for Deadpool 3? What if a Kang variant comes in and approaches Deadpool, and he's like, "You can save Logan from dying." Can we trying to prevent the events of Logan?
At this point, can we get Kang in Cross Spider-Verse? Can we get a Spider-Man Kang?
No. It's like, who are we gonna see more? Like what? Like
I don't know.
This whole Kang variant thing. It's like, I don't know. It's like
I
Well,
could
I
be
mean,
Kang.
the
This is gonna become
possibility.
meme material, in my opinion.
Oh my gosh, is freaking Max Kang because he hates James Gunn so much?
Hey,
I don't know.
Jeffrey.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
So he got a thing going on.
Who's? Oh my
No,
gosh.
speaking of Max, apparently, like his stream was only 18 minutes long, and he ended it.
Oh,
Oh,
That was weird.
oh,
I don't know what happened there.
about Aquaman, about the Aquaman thing.
Yeah, about Aquaman. That was weird.
Oh,
I didn't
the
know he
Aquaman thing?
streamed.
Yeah, like that's what I mean. Like, because I was
He
curious, I was like,
uses
checking on my phone, and it's like as soon as I clicked on it, it ended in 18 minutes. I was like, oh wow.
he usually don't stream on Mondays.
Yeah, he usually doesn't even stream on Mondays. Oh, the Kang Hub.
Yeah.
Kang
Okay, well-
Tube.
I do believe Secret Wars. You're probably gonna have you're gonna have Chris what's his name, Chris Evans.
Chris
back.
Evans, the Human Torch.
No. I think Chris Evans will be back as Captain America. I
Well,
100% guarantee this will happen.
Why does everybody want him to
You know
come
what? If he
back?
does, just like give a proper, because he. I mean, technically, Steve Rogers is still alive. Technically, Rogers is still alive.
If all this happens, you can just mail me $20.
Sure. But if Chris Evans does show up, it gotta give him a death, and also I hope is like if New World Order doesn't work out and people are not attached to, Anthony Mackie as the new Captain America. I hope Disney would be like, hey Chris, can you come back for 5 more movies?
No.
6.
Why does
please?
everybody want him to come back? Like nobody wants anybody.
I look, Captain America in the I'm not much a Captain America fan in the comics, but he's my favorite character in the entire MCU. Next is even more than Spider-Man. I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, but that was a really good send-off in Endgame. And you could bring him back because he's just an old man. He didn't die. He
Old
maybe
Captain
lived in the
America.
moon, but I just don't bring him back for another 10 years. Just one and a comeback, and that's it.
Yeah, I agree. I think how it's gonna end is I do think they'll probably technically do like maybe they'll do like technically a tiny reboot or something like that in Secret Wars.
Get a new actor, Steve Rogers. That'd be terrible. That was bad.
I do think they'll or like they'll just extend their contract. Like if they bring back Robert Downey Jr. Or like Chris Evans in Secret Wars, it could be 50-50. Like,
what about Scarlett Johansson? Wait, what about Scarlett Johansson? Can she come back as well?
Oh my gosh.
I don't know. I only believe those two will come back, like Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. for Secret Wars. I believe Hugh Jackman is probably gonna be in Secret Wars also.
Also, another rumor that it might split in two is like Secret Wars 1 and 2.
I think Secret Wars is probably gonna be a cameo fest. It's probably gonna be a big cameo fest.
Yeah, I think that's their goal. They just want to bring back every Marvel Legacy character for.
Yeah, because it's like, look how people because everybody lost their mind in the portal scene in Endgame, and then people lost their mind where Maguire and Garfield and their villains show up in No Way Home, and then the Illuminati scene in Doctor Strange 2 was like, let's do that for an entire movie.
Oh yeah, I'll give you a list. In Secret Wars, we're gonna get Jessica Alba back, Miles Teller, Ben Affleck,
No.
Wow. Nicolas Cage,
Topher Grace, Nicolas Cage, Jared Leto's Morbius,
Tom Hardy,
Tom Hardy's Venom.
No.
Eric Bana's Hulk.
Oh yes, Eric Bana's Hulk. Edward Norton's Hulk. I don't care. I don't care if he was the same actor. Bring Edward Norton.
Liv Tyler as Betty Ross.
You know
Elizabeth
what?
Bank as Betty Grant.
You know what? Let's break the
Gardner,
rules.
Elektra.
Sell the Snyderverse to Disney. Bring in the DC Snyder actors.
Oh my
Let's
god.
go.
So,
Bring in Catwoman. Bring in Halle Berry. Jeez. Come on now.
You know what? It's like Oprah. You get this, you get that, you all get this. It's like you're all
Ooh,
gonna
what
appear in
about we
Secret
get the three Josh Brolin, Thanos, Cable, and Jonah Hex.
You know,
War. Wait a minute.
I would take
Remember
Cable
that-
though.
Remember that time
Yeah, I
when
don't
like
think they
Marvel
bring
Comics had Transformers? Make a deal with Paramount and get the Michael Bay's Transformers in there while
They
you're
had
at it.
Transformers
Okay.
toys. Come on now.
Howard
Okay, we're
Coyle
talking
Trail.
like this is literally the freaking Penn Oswald on Parks and Recreation where he was doing the filibuster about like, okay, so Thanos got the Infinity Gauntlet, and he bring in Star Wars. Remember that? You remember that?
Oh.
But Penn Oswald talking about his idea for what was going to be Force Awakens. You see that?
No.
Watch it. It's Parks and Recreation. You know the show Parks and Recreation, right?
Yeah.
Parks and Rec. Look for Parks and Rec. Patton Oswald filibuster, and it was one take. I saw the edit version when they shot the episode. He did one take, him pitching, Star Wars Episode 7. It's so good.
Oh wait a minute! I just found something actually hilarious that I'm gonna share on my screen. Hold on. It like I don't know, like because I saw like Secret War was like trending or something, and like I was looking through like the tweets to see why it was trending.
There's this thing about Secret Wars. Like there's I prefer the battle like the 80s comic than the current one, the one that's like do the multiverse. I prefer that they did an episode on it on
Like imagine
90s
this.
Avengers.
No. Get
Oh,
no.
yeah.
No.
Yeah, they did someone did a fake leak of Secret Wars, and it's like freaking everybody is in it. Like the
Yo,
Fox
by the way,
X-Men.
isn't Soup supposed to be appearing in something sometime soon?
Superman?
I don't. Superman, like, oh my gosh, if he's gonna be in, oh my gosh, are you serious right now?
I mean, James Gunn is. James Gunn, they jokingly were serious about a DC versus Marvel movie.
Bro, think he's a part of something. Jesus Christ.
I think he wants that crossover to happen.
He wants to be a part of something. Like, is he like? Don't tell me. Is Soup's gonna be like, what? Matt Ramos as Nova?
Oh my!
I don't know.
What?
I don't. No, I'm just spitballing. I'm like, oh, what? Matt Ramos as Nova comes to a theater near you. Like, where's your acting credit, buddy?
Wait a minute. His acting credit is basically acting excited for all these projects.
Let's go.
Like
Oh, that guy! Oh no! I forgot.
Yo, wait a minute. This is the same guy that basically like exposed himself as a non-comic book reader when he said Iron Man 3 should have had, instead of having that kid Harley, it should have been Riri Williams. When Riri Williams was created after Iron Man 3 came out.
I was like, dude, shut up. Oh my gosh. You were aren't you the same guy that was like yelling at Black Adam during the freaking theaters and stuff?
Yeah.
Like, I'm a
If that happened, if I saw that kid in the theater, I would punch him.
You know
then
what?
He complains when people are yelling during Rihanna's song in Black Panther Wakanda Forever. It's like, wait a minute. You basically made a fool of yourself, acted obnoxiously during Superman's appearance in Black Adam, and now you complain about people, like clapping and cheering in Wakanda Forever during a song? During the credits?
That was a good song by you.
Oh boy, Blind Braille says Soups is the only hope for the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe.
Oh my! Imagine
1,000% watch males. It's so fun.
I'm gonna tell you guys, in a nightmare reality, in a weird, bizarre world, what if Soups runs Marvel?
No.
Why you say that evil? Why do you say that evil?
Because I don't know, everybody hates him, so I
So
just
Quantumania. Let's go.
But yeah, I guess we can start with like our closing thoughts on Ant-Man, and if we want to give like a grade, whether it's a letter grade or an out of 10 or out of 5 grade, we can. DL, you can go first.
Okay, overall, I didn't think this movie was that good, guys. I'm really sorry.
no, you're fine.
This is my least favorite Ant-Man movie. I was not a fan of how how huge the stakes were and the crazy stuff going on in the quantum realm and introducing Kang. Like I didn't feel like it did any favors for Kang or Ant Man. Like this should have just been a regular Ant Man movie, and like I'm tired of all these Marvel films just feeling like a huge giant setup for an Avengers movie down the line. That's what it really felt like to me. I did like Paul Rudd's Ant Man. I think he was great, and I did really like Jonathan Major's performance as Kang. Everything else was just kind of meh. It just barely felt like an Ant-Man movie to me, and this is not really a good way to start off Phase 5. I'm kind of dubious, even though I think Guardians will be great, so we'll probably get back on track there. But like, yeah, this is not getting me excited for Phase 5 that much. If it's starting off with this, so I guess I'll give it a 5 out of 10. C. That's I can give it.
If I may,
Yeah.
Go ahead, Blue Jay.
yeah, I liked it. I liked it quite a bit. I thought it was super fun. It does get pretty uneven at times. So there's sometimes I just forget, like, oh yeah, it's an Ant Man movie. Why not include ants in the final battle? So yeah, it's a little, yeah, it's some characters you forgot were there the whole time. But to Jonathan Majors is dynamite in this thing. Kang is freaking amazing. I love that. I want to see. I mean, we're gonna get a lot more of him, but I just hope they pull off this saga well. I'm hoping, but you know, it's more of a wait and see to me. But all in all, it's fun. It's fun. You know, it has some good
Take care,
funny
blind bro.
stuff. Yeah, see it, bro. It has some good funny stuff. You know, there's some good action stuff. Action's pretty good. Final battle was amazing. So all in all, I give it. I'm doing like 5 stars and all that stuff. I'm doing like 3.5 out of 5 stars.
Okay.
All right,
Oh, me?
Senior Nerd, you want to go next?
I think I'm pretty much. I enjoyed this movie way more than you guys. I have so much fun. I'm not a big fan of the Ant-Man movies. I do like the character, but I like it more when he was in the Avengers movie than his own standalone thing. I thought it was the best performance by Paul Rudd. I did like Catherine. What's her name? Catherine here.
Catherine Newton.
Catherine Newton as Cassie. I really like the actress. Really love Michelle Pfeiffer because that was also the black down from the last from Ant-Man and the Wasp. Like the cast, Michelle Pfeiffer as Jan Van Dyne, and she showed up in the very end of that movie. So her pretty much be like pretty much the Wasp of Ant-Man and the Wasp more than the eventually Lily as Hope. I thought it was really fun. Really like Jonathan Majors as Kang. I am excited what he's going to do next. I really now looking forward to the Loki season 2 of King Dynasty. Thought the action was really fun. Thought some set piece was also fun. MODOK was so dumb, but I love how dumb he was. Just the stupidest, dumbest thing. Marvel. Remember how they didn't do the whole robot body for Armin Nola in the Captain America movies? Like he has, like Armin has like a body, a robot body, and his head is on a TV in the stomach. And they kind of did that in Winter Soldier, where his head was in like this 1962 computer, and then the camera was on top. Now it's like he's a big freaking head with baby arms on a golden floating throne. I thought it was dumb, but I love it. And I did enjoy the movie until the very end. I thought the very end was very too nice. It was too safe. I thought they could have done a more dire. So overall, out of 10, I give this an 8 out of 10. A solid B plus to me.
All right, and Arkham.
Uh, um, I think it wasn't my favorite Ant-Man. I liked the first one better, but like if I have to give it a rating, 5 out of 10. I really didn't like it. They tried too much with this film. Tried to do level kind of move, and the script wasn't very good. Certain plot holes, script, and certain people didn't even have to be in the movie, even though they had nothing important within the plot.
All right. So, and my closing thoughts are, well, I did enjoy this movie, and Kang was awesome, and Michelle Pfeiffer was great, and Paul Rudd was great as well. It felt like it deviated away from being an Ant Man film at times and wanted to be more of a Kang movie. And the Quantum Realm looked awesome. The special effects looked great. The action was fine. The final fight between Scott and Kang was pretty brutal. I did enjoy it. And I didn't mind the Star Wars feel, even though I did make jokes about it. I did enjoy it, enjoyed like how it looked, but it felt like it wanted to be, instead of an Ant Man film, a big event Marvel film that was trying to combine Thor Ragnarok with Star Wars at times, and instead of doing what made the Ant Man movies special for people. Because even though they aren't the best Marvel movies, they are some of the more enjoyable Marvel movies, the low stake films. And I just want Marvel to stop relying on movies to set up for the future and just focus on making movies for right now. And yes, Blue Jay does have his own channel. And Blue Jay, I saw you did a review for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
Yep, me and my buddy just came out of the theater. We just recorded in the car and all that stuff.
So yeah, go check that out. Have you done any other like videos, or is that the only one you got?
Well, for me, I like to do reviews with other people sometimes. I sometimes I don't like doing it by myself a lot. I would like to do like maybe streams with some of you guys or whatever. This is mostly me and my buddy just hanging out. Like we might just go. We see movies all the time, but we might do it selectively, like depending on which movie we do. So like the first we did, I was doing like 2 videos on that channel. So we did Avatar: The Way of Water last month, and then we just did Ant Man today, and then we might do like maybe Shazam or Scream 6 next month, depending on which one movie we see.
Oh, nice. And I'm gonna put Arkham's next in the chat. Arkham, do you have anything coming up that you want to share?
I'm still working on my quarterfinals video, so that will come probably next Sunday.
All right. DL, can you put your channel in the private chat? And do you have anything coming up on your channel?
Okay, so I am continuing to talk about all the Rocky and Creed movies before Creed 3 is released. Rocky Balboa should be up in a couple of days. On Tuesday, I'm going to do live streams talking about the Transformers movies. We're going to talk about all the Transformers films leading up to Rise of the Beast. So we're going to start with
Yes.
We're going to talk about the animated movie
nice.
tomorrow.
Really? Oh.
Awesome.
Yep.
Good.
And then I'm going to do my own Ant-Man and the Wasp. Yeah, you got the touch. And
I
then
love that film.
Yeah, and then on Thursday, I'm going to do my own stream for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, so if you guys want to jump on that too. But that's what's coming up. And then Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, the podcast will come out relatively soon. So that's
Don't work too hard, dude. Don't work too hard.
Can you put your channel in the private chat so I can put it in?
I'm working on it.
But yeah, and Senior Nerd, I put your Twitter on there because I know you don't have a channel. But yeah, if you want to follow Senior Nerd on Twitter, there's his Twitter.
By the way, I got to mention the best use of two post-credit scene. I think Marvel does.
I disagree, but okay.
No, because I like where Urgent was like they do one that's like a setup for waiting for the next one, and then they do like a throwaway jokey one. I like how the first one you see the console Kang and see the like the other Kangs, and then post credit scene I think and then the second one that must be a scene from Loki season 2. That and I wasn't a big fan of Loki the first season. I thought it was fine. I thought it was good, but now I'm very more excited for Loki
Right.
season 2 because of the
Take care,
post-credit
Blue
scene.
Jay. Thanks for coming on, man. And like I said, go subscribe to Blue Jay and check out his review of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, thanks for stopping by, man.
All right. Yeah. See ya. See ya, George. See you,
Bye.
everybody. Take care.
Okay.
Yeah.
And take care. And as for me, I do plan on reviewing Man of Steel before this month is over. I want to do my like final dance of like DCEU movie reviews since the DCEU is ending to make room for the DCU. And I do want to review one more basketball movie, like The Way Back. I want to finish that series up. It's like I started and then it's like I didn't finish it. I'm not sure what else is coming afterwards. And thank you, Taladia Plays. And I know it's the end of the stream, but hopefully on a future stream I can get you on, man. But yeah, I just want to thank everyone for coming on. Dial, Senior Nerd, Blue Jay, and Arkham. Go subscribe to all of them if you haven't already. And I want to thank everyone for watching. Please like and subscribe this as well. And check out my other videos. And hope to see you guys real soon. As far as streams go, I don't know when the next one is. Maybe it'll be a Marvel themed one. I've been doing a lot of DC ones. But in the meantime, take care, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Bye.
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 And broadcast.